What's up, guys? My name is Kein, and we're back today with more Scrap Mechanic, and today we're going to try and build the Kein or the Kein. I don't honestly know how to pronounce the name. I'm so sorry, but, you know, the legend who made the piston-powered challenges and built a whole new engine type. And I figured today we're going to learn how to build one of these. I haven't actually downloaded one, but that piston-powered unicycle we saw in the best builds video a while ago had one of them in it. So I'm kind of excited to try and build one myself. And the principle is really, really simple. Normal piston engines, we have the pistons up and down or side to side or, you know, whatever configuration we want. And we push them when we rotate a center shaft. The way this engine works is, if you can imagine, this is sort of our pivot point. If we use multiple pistons, which of course aren't connected, that would be useful. But if we use multiple pistons and have them connected, you can kind of see what's gonna happen. If we go up and then over and then back and then over, you can see we're creating a circular motion, right? We're moving the bearing around a center point if we get the sequencing right. And so the idea is that we do that and somehow we get these wired up to rotate the center point. And so I set up basically this, and now I've taken that and put it over here. And we're getting close. Like, here's the shaft. And then I wanted to start recording right away because I thought this was getting to the point where we might actually be able to make something rotate here. So this is the same setup, but now you can see, look, if I press 1, it goes over to here. And then if I press 2, we get it up. And then if I let go of 1, we get back to this point. And then I realized there's sort of a problem here. We're gonna need another piston on the bottom to push us back in that direction. So I wanna just take this design once again and modify it slightly. But I think we're getting close. And the reason why this is important, and the reason why I want to build one of these engines, is we've always had that issue with the 300 RPM barrier, right? A single piston moving up and down at the fastest speed, going 3 blocks, can only seem to do about 300 RPM on an engine. Whereas apparently with this setup, because we have multiple pistons for each rotation, we can do faster than 300 RPM, which will let us go back to those piston challenges and beat them with a faster engine, ideally. We just need 2 pistons in opposite directions, I think, is all we need on this bottom, so we can get back through the center point. So something like that, and then this attaches to our ground static point, like so. Let's do this 1, 2, 3, and then we'll go 1 in one direction, 2 in another direction, and 3 goes up and down. And now I think this will let us create a rotation on that white axle. So 1 goes out, 3 goes up, 1 and 2 go back. Yeah, like, okay, see that worked. Hold on a minute. Oh god, this is gonna be so hard to sequence. 1 goes over, 3 goes up, let go of 1 and hit 2, and then 3 goes down. 1 goes over, 3 goes up, let go of 1, put on 2, 3 goes down. Okay. This is the principle. And now our pistons aren't moving, right? Look at that. There we go. So now we just gotta somehow get this sequence absolutely perfect. Look at that. That's so cool. So that's how the engine works, ideally. And now, because we have 3 pistons, I think we need another up and down one as well. We need a second one on the up and down just to make the timing sequences, because what's gonna happen is if we time this, 1 goes up and then 3 goes up, and now when we do both of these at the same time, whoops, oh god dang, I can't do it. 3 goes up, and now if we release 1 and activate 2, look at how fast that one section of the stroke is gonna be, right? There's gonna be one section of the stroke that's super quick, so we need to do the same thing in the vertical direction and have another piston that goes up and down, like another one of these up and down maneuvers. All right, so let's see if we can get, this is actually really cool. Blown away, by the way. Like I said, the piston powered community in Scrap Mechanic is just insane. But yeah, this is super cool stuff. I never would have thought of doing this. Okay, so I think what we need to do is go up and then down, right, like that. And then now I'm here though. Okay. But now the question is, where's my axle go? Oh god, this is gonna be so hard to sequence too. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So, like, wait a minute. If I go, no, these are all 2s. Are they 2s or are they 3s? I think these are all supposed to be 2s because we're not going as much distance. 1, 2, 3, and 4 is nothing. Okay, hold on a sec. 4 is this one. 4 goes down. So 1, 3, 2, and then 4. Wait, does that mean we're like, this should be right in the middle of the axle then? This should be the center point. Is that right? 1 goes over, 3 goes up, and then you let go of 1 and hit 2, and then 4 goes down. Yeah, that's the movements. Oh goodness. Okay, so that's 1, 3, 2, 4. 1, 3. I don't know if this is right. I mean, it's okay. You know what? It works. It spins. That's the point. So this axle spins. All right. So let's actually try and just build off this engine. I'm gonna just save this design real quick so we have a copy of it in case, you know, I royally screw everything up. But let's try and just build. So let's put a through axle on this. So let's get a through axle out and do that. Yeah, pass through. There we go. Okay, so that goes attached onto, like, we can back this up a little bit. Okay, so we'll take our pass through, attach it to here. I know I could do, there's better pass-throughs. There's a pass-through that uses a 2x1 ramp. Everyone keeps bugging me to use it. It's actually what we saw in that that one piston engine that we looked at in the last best builds video, the resistance piston engine or whatever. The one that had the pistons pushing back through it. They used pass-through ramp bearings, which is kind of cool because you don't have an extra piston, which means it's still the same child on either side of the axle. It's not a different creation, so to speak. But anyway, here we go. 1 rotates, 3 up, 4, 1, 3, and then 4, no, 2, and then 4. Oh my god. Okay, I don't even know how to sequence this. All right, that sounds good. And then I need to put the timing wheel like here, like right there where that piece is, that pipe. All right, so that's set up now. We've got a little timing wheel. We can just paint this white for now. So we've got our timing wheel, we've got our controller on that bearing so we can adjust it. And now theoretically 1, 3, release 1, activate 2, and release 3, activate 4. And there we go. So that's theoretically our rotational movement. The nice thing about this engine is if we can get the timing right, it should never really reverse direction, because you're always sort of forcing the direction. Like if you activate 1, it can't go backwards. It has to go, like it has to go left. Right? You activate 3, it has to go up. You activate 4, it has to go down. I don't know. It could probably screw up, to be honest. 1, okay, so 1, 3, 2. Oh god, getting the sensor positions on this is going to be a next level task. Somehow this has to do something. We have to make this work. Right, let's go color mode, set these color mode. We can do color mode white, sure. Color mode white, color mode white. Done. Okay, let's paint the whole thing black. And our timing would be like an L, right? So it'd be something like this. Half the time it's on, half the time it's off for every piston. I think that's still valid for this kind of an engine. So this one, we'd want to activate right away. That's this one to deploy it out, right? And then this one, we'd want to deploy up. Okay, so we probably need that painted instead. Okay, and then that's the L. Interesting. Okay, and then this one we deploy this way, and then this one we deploy down. I mean, it's rotating. It's got a big stall point though. Why is there a stall? I mean, to be fair, we haven't set it yet, but there's a big stall point there. It is working though. This is kind of cool. Okay. What am I missing here? 2 and slow, 2 and slow, 2 and slow, 2 and slow. Why is there a stall point only at the one spot? Is that just cuz? Because the dimensions of how I mean, it's not perfectly symmetrical if we look at the piston setup. This is cool. This is really, really cool. All right, let's just make some adjustments. Let's try this at like 45. Oh, it stalls out. Okay, what about negative 45? Yeah, no, it's just timing. Oh my god, this is amazing. Okay, so now, okay, hold on. Let's go to 45. So 45 is a stall point. Pretty much. Okay, let's crank these up to max. Oh boy. Okay, this is cool. I mean, I think it's working. It looks really violent. There's a lot of smoke coming off of it, which like tells me I don't have something set up correctly. It looks like it's kind of something though. I mean, that's pretty cool. Okay, so obviously everything here, you know what? I don't know why. Let's just disconnect this for now. Everything here is just gonna be about figuring out this angle, right? So let's go to 0. That's terrible. -15 looks better. -45. That looks worse. 30 dies. Okay, we need a. Oh god, this is gonna be like another nightmare. -90. Interesting. -135. I mean, okay, you know what? We gotta hook it onto the dyno. It's cool. I don't know if it's much faster than my. But I mean, to be fair, I'm not the master of building these. Like I said, this is an invention that came up from the Piston community. This is something. All right, let's put it on the dyno. I don't know. I really don't know. It's got torque. Okay, well that's good to know. It definitely has torque. Let's throw it on the dyno. I think there's a lot of mistakes. I mean, let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure the Piston Power community, you guys will be jumping on the opportunity to fix all my issues. But yeah, it's I think there's something a little bit off with it. -45 stalls it out completely, so that's good. Obviously, this whole thing isn't balanced. The whole shaft here isn't balanced. I could fix that immediately. I could put a little, yeah, you know what? We should balance the shaft. I don't know how much that's actually going to make a difference, though, in our vibrations. But if we do something like this, the whole piston assembly isn't balanced, right? Like on the one side, you've got 4 pistons that aren't at all balanced with each other. So I don't know if that's actually going to, like, if this is going to make any difference. But there we go. Now, technically, the output shaft is perfectly balanced. Again, I don't really think that's gonna make a difference, but let's get the dyno out here. That's this is sick. This is really, really cool. Yeah, there you go. Guy who made the dyno, right? Same dude, right there. Apparently the inventor of this engine style. Of course, now that I'm saying that, someone's gonna be like, well, actually, it was invented by Alexander the Great back in like 1700 and blah, blah. Guys, I'm just told stuff, and I'm assuming that you guys are feeding me the right information. Anyway, there we go. Let's attach that up. Okay, let's weld this up. Interesting. Okay, what if I go to 0? It's so chunky at 0. Let's go to -90 again. What's the RPM? Wow. Oh, I just blown away. It's already above 300. Like, I mean, I would hope, right? It jumps a lot though. Wow, gets up to 600. Because we did that one that was double stacked pistons. And the double stacked pistons one got above, it got to like 400 something. Let's go to 120. Maybe like -160 or 150. Yeah, this is ridiculous. 535. Okay, this thing's kind of cool. The interesting thing is, with the way pistons work in Scrap Mechanic, you'll notice there's 2 sliders. There's range and speed, but speed is kind of a nonsense like unit, because it's not really speed. It's more like time it takes to get to distance, right? So the example is really this, and this is why this all matters. This is really, really cool stuff. But if I take a button and I just slap a button to this piston, right? And I put this piston to max speed 15, you can see that's how fast it moves, right? Like it moves at a certain speed. But then if I go like max distance 3, you can see that's much faster, because it's really just the time it takes to get from point A to point B, not the actual speed of the piston movement. So the reason why that matters is these pistons are set to only a range of 2, not 3. And so that means they're technically moving faster than our previous pistons did. You know, this is actually not bad. With the balanced shaft, it doesn't put out nearly as much smoke anymore. It's just putting out the piston smoke. It's not putting out the collision smoke. At, okay, we can tune this for more speed for sure. This is 150, let's go -165. 535, okay. There's definitely something here. There's definitely an improvement to be made. I don't think I've got the geometry exactly right on this. I feel like I have it set so that this is in default on the lift. It's in the vertical top position, but that doesn't technically make it symmetrical. It makes it symmetrical horizontally, but it doesn't make it symmetrical vertically. I'll try and explain that, like, if you see what I mean here, right? So, horizontally, it's symmetrical, right? If we go this way with the piston, we're gonna go left of center, and if we go this way with the piston, we're going right of center. But you can see our vertical position, technically speaking, like this should be in line with the center axle. You know what I mean? Like, see how we're off? Like, this bearing should be almost in line with the center axle. So when we go up, we're going up from center. When we go down, we're going down from center. But right now, we're going up and down, technically, from this point here. Like, if I push this up, if I push both of these pistons, like, if I push this down piston, sorry, right away, it's going to try and push this to a position that doesn't exist. And I think that's wrong. Like, I think this needs to be lined up with the center axle somehow. But, I mean, I'm not really worried. This is my first time trying to build one of these engines. And so a lot to learn still. But yeah, I think that's part of the vibration we're getting, is that if that was lined up with the center axle and then we somehow swung, like maybe we have to use a controller and a bearing to swing that out of the way, then we could get it, you know, the proper position. But I feel like we could spend a little bit more time working on these engines at some point in the future. I can't wait to read your guys' comments and see what you guys say about how to improve this. Anyway, I'm rambling again. Doesn't matter. Let's go -15, -15. On both of these, loop that, and yeah, we're just gonna try and get this to a position, see where it gets some high speeds. It's got to be at least like -90, which it is now. We got to get close to like -180 almost. Seems really good right here. Maybe back a bit. No, that seems worse. 400. Yeah, let's go up more. Keep going. -180. It's over 180. 535. If I keep going. Oh, it just gets higher and higher. Holy cow. Okay. Okay. Oh, and then it stalls. Oh, that's so interesting. Because we approached, I guess, the same angle from the opposite side. Wow, this can go... Okay, so that's bad. 360. There's like... It's kind of weird because there's sort of an optimal speed, but then once it gets up and accelerating, you can kind of push past that. But then now if we go too far, we have to go all the way back to like 160 to recatch where it's... There we go. Yeah. So see, now it's at 530, and we can put past that 160 point. Oh no, we just lose speed. Interesting. Okay, so it really does seem like this is the best spot right here. 531, maybe back another 15. 539, 540, 550. What if I go back to like -90? No, it dies. Okay. So there's like some magical spot right here. At 500 and... No, now it doesn't... Come on, you gotta get there. It's kind of weird how these things work because it needs the momentum to get it going, and then once the momentum's there, maybe I need a bigger flywheel. 480, let's pull back a little bit. 450? No. Okay, never mind. Going forward, going forward. There we go, back into the 500s. All right, this is interesting. 535. Let's run a torque test. Let's see what happens. I mean, I don't know. Start. Wow. Nice flat. Look at that torque curve. That's actually the nicest looking torque curve I've seen so far. Max power 45 horsepower, max torque 468 newton meters, speed at peak power 425 RPM. It's interesting. It's actually getting like a better torque to power ratio than I would expect. This engine's it's not very torquey though. Like the inline 4 put out a couple thousand newton meters of torque. This is only 468. But I have a feeling these engines are not built for, oh, that's why. Yeah, that actually makes total sense to me. Because this piston and this piston just oppose each other's movement. So instead of delivering the torque to the axle, they just push each other out of the way. Like this one's only set to 2, but it's getting pushed way more than 2. Because as soon as this one activates, it just shoves the other one out of the, oh, yeah. So this is an engine not built for torque at all. That's why the torque curve's so flat. It gets to that point where once you overcome the torque of the actual piston itself, once your power is no longer pushing the axle, it's just pushing the piston out, then your torque curve just completely flattens. That's interesting, but you could really tune these for speed. You could really, really tune this thing for speed. Look at that, 535 RPM. That's insane. This is the coolest engine I've ever seen. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know how I could fix this engine. There's that speed challenge in the challenge pack, and I think if we want to actually be able to beat that speed challenge where we have to drag race the whole thing and in like, you know, 6 seconds or whatever. I mean, this engine could kind of do it, 535 RPM. I feel like if we threw this on a chassis, we might be able to beat that speed challenge, so maybe we'll have to try it with something like this. But I feel like we're missing a lot of potential here. I think it's a cool concept, we're getting there, but there's definitely a lot of potential missing compared to, you know, what I've seen is possible on the best builds videos. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure, of course, you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time.